on each floor, as well as how long you wait for the locks to go down if you don't just travel up and down floors to deplete the timer quicker. Like the radio and other items such as the rocket, you will drop the detonator every time you get shot. And since you're going to get shot a lot in this game usually, you're going to drop it a lot, so you have plenty of opportunities to either keep it or get rid of it. At this point, it's pretty much walking around, finding the extra terrorists, and waiting for that timer to deplete before completing the game. I usually like to hunt down as many of the terrorists as I can before actually finishing off the game. One of the things that can help you hunt down the terrorists easier, besides just listening on each floor for the footsteps, is randomly the police will give you a little bit of information telling you that they've seen a terrorist on a particular floor. Now, one of the best floors, in my opinion, to hunt down these terrorists is the 34th floor. Once you've fought all the ones on the floor, leave it for a couple of seconds and then come back, and hopefully there's one or two more that have now spawned on the floor. My feeling is that there's not a whole lot of tight corridors that you're going to get stuck in while fighting, and you'll be able to move around a little bit more, as well as there's not as much glass as some of the other floors as well. Now, randomly at some point, you'll get this cutscene with Gruber sending Carl out to get the detonators back. You'll also see that he has now demanded that a helicopter shows up to take him as well as the hostages to the roof area. Now, for Carl, I like to wait in front of the elevator that he's going to be coming up, and then as soon as he opens up the elevator, just start shooting into the elevator with your submachine gun or pistol to take him out fast. Once he's done, we pretty much have defeated the hardest of the actual terrorists. So now at this point, we have our feet healed up a little bit since I picked up those health items right there. And now, with those last couple cutscenes, the elevator is no longer in use by the terrorists, so I'm going to use that to travel back down to the 4th floor to take out a couple of those terrorists I mentioned earlier. Now, at this point in the game, you've pretty much done everything that we can do without just completing the actual game and waiting for the time to run out. So, it's just now, at this point, you can either just travel up and down some floors to deplete the rest of the timer so that you can travel to the final floor, or travel between the floors a little bit more and find any extra guys just kind of hiding out. Now, once back on the 35th floor, I usually like to see if there's anyone else on this floor, and then I'm going to head to the 33rd floor. There's 2 more foot healing items that I've kind of saved just so that I can complete the final part of the game with a little bit of foot health. So I travel around a little bit, pick up any extra ammo or health items that I can find on this floor before I head kinda into like the last preparation area to head to the boss area. Now as I arrive at the 33rd floor, we see that the 6th lock has been unlocked and there's only one left. So we're almost at the end. Here we have the cutscene that shows you that the FBI has shut down the power and the vault's open. We then see Hans telling Theo that the operation is a bust since they don't have the detonators. So they now need to escape, so you only have a little bit of time now to actually get to the bottom. But, stop by this floor over here if you haven't already come into this room. You can use it earlier if you like. I like to save it. Use C4 to blow up this door on the right. Inside of this room, as you can see as I very slowly walk into it, there's 2 foot healing items. I'm grabbing both of them, and now it's time to finish this thing. Wait for the elevator to arrive and head to the 30th floor. Now, if you've been keeping track of how many terrorists I've taken out, you'll know that I only have 2 more along with the final boss, so there's 3. Then we're down to our final guy here, have to hunt him down. There he is. And now we can head to the final room. Head through this door and enter, and you'll get a little cutscene before the final boss battle begins. After this cutscene, we'll face off with the final boss Gruber. It only takes a few shots to kill him. The thing is, you can bust the window behind him, and I've heard you can actually knock him out the window, but I've never really been able to accomplish that goal without dying myself. So here's the best ending for Die Hard on the NES. Just like the movie, we see John McClane and Holly leaving the building, but there's a guy stalking you still from behind, and Sergeant Powell takes him out, and we have our game over screen. So overall, Die Hard isn't that bad of a game. It's actually pretty cool the way they set it all up. It's a little bit actually more fun to play than to actually watch, I'm sure, because a lot of it's just hunting down the terrorist. Now, as a little bonus, I want to show a scene that you can't get if you get the best ending. Now, at any point once you have the detonators, get shot and lose them. Don't pick them back up. Once you get a scene with Gruber telling him to move the hostages to the roof, head up there. Once up on the roof, this scene will begin. Once the scene ends, you'll actually have to do battle with the helicopter. You can't actually defeat it, so what you have to do is travel to the upper part of the roof to go down these stairs. Watch out for as much of the gunfire that you possibly can, but it's pretty hard to dodge, especially at this point. I had lost my foot meter, so I had to walk very slowly over the course of the roof. Travel down the length of the roof to the bottom here to open up the fire hose. Once you open it up, you'll get this cutscene. After the cutscene, you end up being on the 30th floor where you can take out the last remaining terrorist and then take out the final boss there. So anyway, with that, that's going to wrap up another edition of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.